In the city's edge, there is an old apartment building. By day, the building looks normal. People go up and down the stairs all the time. You can hear children playing sometimes. The gate opens and closes as usual. But at night, the building feels different. The lights become dim. The corridor seems longer than before. And the air feels like it has stopped moving. Inside the building, there is one room. Room number 17. In the last few years, some people vanished from this building. Police never found any bodies. No one heard any screams. There were no signs of a struggle. The strangest thing was this. People slowly forget about they disappeared. Nightbar says, the name sounds familiar, but I can't remember. And every time, the last place they were seen was near room number 17. Arav, he is just a normal guy who needs reasons for things. When Arav heard about the building and room number 17, he decided to see it himself. In the evening, he came to the building gate. Two guards were sitting by the gate. Arav asked the guards, "Brother, can I see some old records?" One guard put his tea glass down. The other guard became quiet. One guard asked, "What records?" Arav said, "The old tenant records for the rooms." The guards asked straight away, "About room number 17, right?" Arav paused for a moment. He answered, "Yes." Both guards looked at each other. One guard said slowly, "Child, don't speak that room's name here." The other guard stood up and went inside to bring an old file. The pages of the file were dusty. Some pages' corners were torn. Arav turned the pages. Room 14, room 15, room 16, then suddenly room 18. Arav looked again, surprised. He flipped pages back and forward. Room number 17 was nowhere. Arav asked the guard why his room 17 missing. The guard only said, "The building will not answer that question." When Arav entered the building gate, the gate closing sound felt louder. He turned back to look. The guard was at his post. Everything looked normal. Still, Arav felt his chest heavy. He slowly walked towards the stairs. The lift was in front of him, but he decided not to use it. He felt that taking the stairs would be better. An old bulb burned on the stairs. As Arav climbed, every floor made the sounds quieter. Second floor, third floor, fourth floor. In between, footsteps. Arav stopped. He looked down. No one was there. But the footsteps did not stop. It felt like someone was walking slowly behind him. When Arav reached the 17th floor, the corridor looked longer than it had from below. The lights were on, but dull. A flat door suddenly closed. Arav turned to look. No one had opened it. It had simply shut. Arav took a small breath and moved forward. At the end of corridor, there was a door. All other doors had number plates. This door's plate was worn and rubbed. Arav wiped the plate with his finger. It read 17. His phone vibrated then. He checked the screen. No signal. Time seemed stopped. The door opened slowly. When Arav stepped in, he felt the room recognize him. He looked back. The corridor looked normal, but as the door closed, all outside sound went away, like someone pressed a mute button. The door was half open. When he stepped inside, the air felt stopped. The room looked normal. A bed, a table, and a mirror. But the sounds died. As soon as he entered, Arav went to the mirror. He raised his hand. The mirror raised the hand. 1 second later, Arav froze. He turned the light. In the corner of the wall, faint words were written. He swiped dust with his finger. It read, "Anyone who comes here does not fully return." Arav thought went dry. Without thinking, he left the room. The corridor did not look the same as when he came in. The lights had become a little brighter, but one thing was missing. He could not remember which side he had come from, left or right. He stood there for a while. Then he guessed the direction and walked on. While leaving the building, his foot hit something. He looked down. A small wooden box lay there. Old, wet. On the top of the box, there was only one button. Arav pressed the button. A heavy voice came from inside. "If you are hearing this, I could not get out. Room number 17 is not a room. It is for the people who see too much truth." Arav's hand was shaking. The wooden box fell out of his hand. He looked towards the building. Now the building did not look the same as before, as if someone was calling him back. Arav took a deep breath and he walked back through the gate. The gate closed. This time the sound felt heavier. The guard sat in his chair. But strangely, he did not look at Arav. Arav said, "Brother." There was no answer. It was like he is not in there. Arav kept walking without saying anything. The lift was in front of him. He pressed the button. The screen blinked, then went blinked. No floor numbers. Slow. Arav looked back. The stairs were still there. He decided to take the stairs. As he began to climb, every step made the sound softer and softer. He could not even hear his own shoes. At one point, he looked back. The stairs had become very long. He could not see the lower floors anymore. He looked up again and kept climbing. On one landing, he saw a board. It read 16th floor. He climbed another floor and saw it again. 16th floor. Arav stopped. His heart beat fast. He climbed a third time. This time the board had nothing written on it. Suddenly he was standing in a corridor. He could not remember which step brought him there. The corridor was completely empty. The lights were on, but no sound came. Under a door, a shadow walked by. Arav called out, "Is anyone there?" His voice did not come back to him. At the end of the corridor was the door. This time the door was closed. The number plate clearly said 17. Arav reached out his hand. The door opened on its own a little. When Arav fully stepped inside, the door closed itself from behind. This time there was no sound at all. He tried to turn the handle, it would not open. He looked around the room. The room was not like before. Where the bed had been, there was only empty floor. The table was gone. Only the mirror remained. When he saw the mirror, but Arav's reflection was not there. Arav softly said, "I am here." The mirror answered in his voice, "No, you are not here." Arav stepped back. The reflection stepped forward. It felt like their places were about to switch. Then Arav remembered the last part of the recording. "When you come back again, the room will not let you out. It will replace you." Arav closed his eyes. When he opened them, morning had come. At the gate, the gods were drinking tea. A man walked out from the gate who looked like Arav. He looked normal. The god asked, "What happened, brother? Where were you all night?" The man stopped and smiled. He said, "Yes, I live here. Room number 17. The god thought for a moment and asked, "Who lived here before?" The man pretended to think for a reason. Then he said, "I don't remember. Maybe there was no one." Arav could see all this, but no one could see Arav because he had disappeared. The man was not Arav. Arav was shouting, "I am not him," but no one heard. Room number 17 does not leave people empty after taking them. It sends them out and keeps someone else in their place.